It's a beautiful sunny day today. Look at this. Look at this. So after all these rainy days, these cold days, these depressing days, this is really something. It's warm out here. It really lifts my spirits up. I've been getting a little bit depressed because, you know, it's been dark and dreary and rainy and cold. Been living in my trailer for the last 5 or 6 months, trying to see whether I can do it or not. So far I've gotten through it. Look at this plane here. It's kind of like flying around. See this guy? Don't know what's up with him, but he's been like zooming around here. That's why I came out here, was to try to capture him. He was doing loop-de-loops a minute ago. But I'm at a crossroads right now. Talked about it a little bit in chapter 31, where I was clearing some of my treasured metal wheels and trampolines. Have to try to save those, make sure they get saved so they can be used to make sculptures out of, rather than going to the trash heap or the metal bin. And so that was a big job, and I saved the main ones. They're over at my pal's place, the metal worker that I apprenticed with for a year and a half. And if I need to, boy, these planes are flying all around. The black helicopters. If I need to, I can go over there and I can like make those trampolines into another dome. I'm waiting for somebody to see. Waiting to see if someone is going to commission me. Let's see, he's flying right around. He's circling around me. Paranoia runs deep, especially in these days with conspiracy theorists the way they are. I'm not generally that way. I'm more of an optimist. I believe that prayer works. And today is an example. God, it's gorgeous out here. Today is really Imbolc. Today is February 3rd. People have been saying that February 1st is Imbolc. It's not. Imbolc is a cross quarter day. It's halfway between the winter solstice and the vernal equinox. And back in the old days, they would be able to, the priests would be able to determine what the winter solstice was by the position of the sun, and they would also know where the equinoxes were, and they marked those out with those hinges that they put on the ground, or the medicine wheels. And then halfway between, so that gives them 4 solar festivals for the year. Here's another plane. Interesting. The 4 festivals of the year, and 4 wasn't enough, so they split them in half. They made it 8 festivals of the year, solar festivals. The way they found the other 4 is they took the halfway point between the 4, the solstices and the equinoxes. It's pretty easy to figure out what the halfway points are. And you don't use like a Roman calendar to figure out when Imbolc is. You do it the old way, which is to know when the solstices and the equinoxes are, and then you know, have them find the halfway point. And when you do that, you find that halfway between the winter solstice and the vernal equinox this year is February 3rd, which is today. So this is that festival. This is the festival marking the end of the darkness of night, and it's getting warmer and brighter now, and spring is on the way. It's what the old myth about the groundhog comes from. This originally, my understanding is that in the at least in the Celtic way, I think the myth was that Grandmother Earth was sleeping, and she had a supply of wood to keep her warm through the winter time. And when she woke up on Imbolc and looked around to see if the sun was shining, then that meant that she needed to get some more wood to get her through the rest of the winter. So she would get up and she would go gather more wood, and then winter would last another 6 weeks. And if it was dark, overcast, no sun, then she wouldn't get up and look, and she wouldn't get more wood, and so the spring came right away. It's kind of a odd way of reasoning. Counterintuitive is what I like to call it, but that's the way I understand the myth to be, the origin, and that later on animals personified the goddess, like groundhog, and so that's where that came from. But so I've noticed that yesterday, on the traditional Groundhog Day, February 2nd, which is the same every year, has nothing to do with when the solstices and the equinoxes are, that a couple of different groundhogs in different parts of the country had completely opposite results. One saying that spring would be 6 weeks away, and the other one saying that it'd be immediate. So it's kind of a toss of the coin, flip of the coin, right? Which we're going to listen to. I think it's right around the corner myself, especially judging by today, judging by the plants growing. The crocuses starting to pop up around here. It's pretty warm where I am. It's pretty cold out in Montana and South Dakota, North Dakota, and that's why I'm not going out that way yet, which gets me to the point. I'm about to take off on a big road trip, and as you can see over here, that's my trailer. That's what I live in. That's my lodge. Back over there is the pickup truck that'll pull it, and I'm getting ready to take off. Not entirely of my own volition. I'm being kicked out of the nest, so to speak. Spirit's working. Spirit wants me to do it. I can tell that now. I'm paying attention. It's been confusing what the message is, what I'm supposed to be doing, why this is happening to me right now and whatnot, but I think it's becoming more and more clear that part of my spiritual development right now involves total commitment to my path, and part of that commitment involves surrendering myself completely to Spirit and having faith, number one, in Spirit, but number two, that's what I should be doing, that you know, I will be taken care of, and not to worry, not to doubt. And so I need to surrender to that and let go, and then just follow where Spirit leads me to go. That's where I'm at. It's been a test of my faith, I guess you could say. And so now I have to get up the gumption and really test that faith. I'm being led to take my trailer and my truck and go on the road and head south. I think the end goal is to make it to South Dakota in May. I have an invite out there, an outstanding invite. There's some ceremonies out there that I need to do, that I've been invited to do, and of course I can't turn that down. I've got to do that when you get an invite like that. And so I have a few months that I need to fill between now and then. And I'm thinking that I need to head south with the trailer. There's a reason why I have this trailer. There's a reason why I have this truck. That truck is built to pull this trailer. People have wondered why do you have this big, huge 4x4 truck with like the biggest motor ever? It's got a V10 8-liter motor. Eats gas, but the fact that it eats gas is because it has this capability of pulling a big trailer like this. It has a tow package on it. It's got everything that I need. I've got everything that I need here to take this on the road in a good way. And so I want to go on the road. I'm being called to go on the road, head south. I have a lot of people along this road, along the way, that I can stop and commiserate with. What I used to call hobnobbing with the wizards. There's some in Oregon. There's one right on the border of Washington and Oregon, along the Columbia River. I'd like to see a couple of them down there. People in Portland, people in Ashland, and then down south of Crater Lake there's Mount Shasta. I know people in Mount Shasta. I have another teacher over there in the mountains of California. 2 teachers that I'd like to drop in on and say hello to, and then head south from there. I know a good friend of mine is preparing a trip to Sedona, and I sort of feel called to make a road trip with her to Sedona. And along the way, I know people in Taos, New Mexico, and of course there's people that I know in LA too. Like to see them before I go along the way. But you know, lots of people in LA I know, students of mine and friends, fellow wizards. I shy away from the term wizard now. I've kind of outgrown that. That was not something that I wanted to call myself. That was a nickname that was given to me, and so I started using it. Was known by it for almost a decade or so, but I've transcended that. It's kind of, it raises unfortunate connotations and associations, which I don't want to, you know, encourage any longer. Having to do mostly with ego. Trying to get rid of my own ego, which is difficult enough. So here's a willow right here, white willow. And it looks like it's getting, I don't see pussy willows coming out yet, but it's getting there. I'll bet that they'll be coming out here soon. There's cattails right there that I actually tried to eat last summer. Last fall I did eat some for the first time. That was on my bucket list. So I'm getting ready to go on this trip. Now, a trip like this in the Lakota way, the old word for it was Zuya. Zuya. And Zuya was the word for a war party. It doesn't have to be a war party, though. The word mainly means a road adventure, and that's what I'm about to embark on. It's an adventure on the road, and it's a pilgrimage. It's a road trip, and I'm being pulled there. I'm being called there. I can feel it, and there's a certain amount of trepidation, a certain amount of doubt that I have whether it's a wise thing to do. But then there's a part of me that says, you know, this is why I am here. This is why I'm on this planet. And it's time for me to take this next jump, this leap into the abyss, so to speak, and trust that I'll be taken care of for a reason. I think part of the reason I'm taking this big trailer on the road is because there are people that need me. There are people that need help. There are people that need ceremony. I'm here to serve the people, right? So if the people need me, then I should come, right? So for those of you who are paying attention, you know, here I come. Let me know if you want me to come by and say hello. If I can be of service in some way, let me know. I'm here to serve the people. I'm here to serve spirit, follow where it leads me. So I'm paying attention. That's what's going on. Love the sun. It's so warm. Ahom takwiyas.